BKS presents You Can Draw with Stef Wilson and Kerry Ann.
Set your towel. We're going to be drawing. We're going to be drawing an Ewok. Okay, and we're going to be drawing an R2D2, but he's an R2D2 with a surprise. Because he's wearing a hood like an Ewok because he's trying to be an Ewok. And we'll probably put some conversation bubbles above him to make him fun. But long before there was Baby Yoda, there were cute little teddy bears called Ewoks in the Star Wars films. And those were our cute little Star Wars animals. Not your Baby Yodas from current. All right. I had to twist the phone exactly right. Oh, we're on it. All right, so what we do is we're going to go over this side of the paper. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to draw an eye. So, just draw a nice big oval. The reason I usually start with the eye, I've said this a million times, but in case you're new, is because the eye tells you where everything else is going to go. So now I just drew a nose. You're going to make it a round little nose because Ewoks are basically bear creatures. Go ahead and put a little shading in there just for now. So it'll look like an Ewok as you go. Now, this is going to be the second eye, but it's going to be behind the first eye because we're looking at him from the side. So just make a second oval, but go like that and connect it to the first one. Okay, just don't go all the way. All right, give me a little pupil above the nose and another pupil right about there because he's looking at something. Now, Ewoks are basically bears, so just come down for his face and swing back for his jaw. Okay? And give him a little half moon for a mouth. Because that's good. It's a good expression for when you're surprised or startled or confused. Now we're going to do one of our favorite little finger gestures. And you can make little wiggles to this line if you want, because the Ewoks are furry. Not so much their face, okay? The back of their head, from their face line was furry, but the interior part of their face wasn't as. And then give them a little thumb. So, 2 sausages and a thumb. Now, the cool thing when you're doing representational is his arm could be behind his hand. We don't have to get crazy here with geometry and details and stuff. But what we're going to do now is we're going to give him a little hood. Because Ewoks always wear hoods. So start below his jaw, right about here. Okay, and this is where I'm going to move my pencil so you guys can see what I'm doing. So you can do it. Go straight up. All right, get up to about above his eye there, okay? And then do me a favor, just come straight across like that. Curve it a little bit down. That's all. All right, and finish his head off there, okay? From the middle of his finger, we're going to go past that line because we want to show that the hood is a hood, 3 dimensions. So go past the line, leave a gap there. Shoot over. And then start to come down a bit. Okay? And now you got a hood. But what you got here is a bear ear. So make a nice round furry ear with 2 crescents. 1 big crescent, 1 little crescent on the inside. They had little ear holes in their hoods, so put a line there. He cut a little hole in his hood so he could stick his ears out. And I'll give a little bit of a round crescent over here to show he's got another ear. And to finish off his hood, what you're going to do is just come back a little bit like this. Drop it down towards where his neck would be, because it would be coming towards his neck. And then this would start his shoulder. We're not going to go too far there because we've got something to draw on that side.
I can't read the comments, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Computers.
Not on your phone?
I'm not really getting them.
All right, well, I'll see if there's anything going on there. The drawing Ewoks. So his hood comes down because they weren't really, think of it more like a cape/hood. So what you do is come down to about there. Just go across. We're going to give it a funky shape because they weren't really good tailors. And they were using like hides and threads and stuff. So you can get a little zaggedy and rough just to show it's not perfect. All right, now we got all this space over here where we ended these lines, and we did a poor job of ending these lines because we need to. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little square rectangle, make it a little rounded and a little wiggly because this is a furry paw, okay? And it's a cartoon character, so cartoon characters get what? 3 fingers. Don't know why. Just looks cuter, I guess. That extra finger makes it look... We're drawing a hand here. Is because if you see the Ewoks, they're always carrying like spears and stuff. So let's give them a spear. Don't bring the spear all the way down. Just come down so you can tell where the spear is going to go. And then 2 parallel lines. And rough is fine. These are sticks. These guys took sticks and they lashed things to it. So do a couple little ovals up there. Can you see? Yeah. Do a couple little ovals. And give yourself a really bad, stony, caveman kind of spear. These are not sophisticated tools they were using, okay? Because they're little tree guys. So now you know where his hand is. You can take his cape and make it go to the spear. Same thing here. You can take this cape now and make it go to his hand because you drew his hand. Now, Ewoks were chubby little round guys, so this is the fun part. Just nice little wiggly line. Make them chubby and fun. Okay? Now what we're going to do is 2 feet. First, we're going to bring this down for a leg. Okay? And it's toe time. We love doing toes. So, since the spear is here, okay, just extend the spear down a little bit more and end it. Doesn't matter where it's going to end up, but you want it to go past where the foot is going to be because the foot is behind the spear. So 1 toe, 2 toe, 3 toes. Okay? They have stubby, fat little legs. Okay. And then he comes forward like this. Give him 1 toe because we're looking at the side of his foot. Okay? And now you can give him another toe behind it. All right, we've got an Ewok. Now, Ewoks had small little black eyes, but they're not as cute as big, googly, fun eyes like this. The one last detail we have to do, that's why we drew his cape like this. Come from the bottom of his hand and go over to the cape. That becomes his arm. Okay, and we're going to say his arm here is behind his hood.
What'd you do?
A little line from the bottom of the fist to the cape, because that notch in the cape showed where his arm was. All right, now, R2D2. Let me get you over to R2D2 side. Okay, because if you don't know from the movie, obviously they were a little befuddled by robots and things. Sorry, droids. R2D2 was a droid. So, they had no idea what droids were and things like that. So that's why this whole little scenario is playing out. All right, to draw R2D2, you've got to think of it. R2D2 is basically a domed trash can on stilts with wheels. Does that make sense? Is it too much? Domed trash can on 2 stilts with wheels. To draw a trash can, what you're going to basically do is come with a straight line. That's the front of him, okay? Curve it back a little bit. Make it a little round. It's okay if it comes across straight because we're doing him in profile. But just come back a little bit. Give yourself a little angle here. That's going to tell us where to put his little upright thing. And once we get his upright thing, which is a single line, round the top and come straight down. Once we get his leg in, the rest of it will fall into place. So it's kind of like drawing the eyes on the Ewok. These things tell you where everything else goes, which is the whole key to drawing and having fun with it. Is if you can draw the trunk of the tree, the branches are going to be a piece of cake. It's all about what positions the rest of the image. In this case, the eye told me where to draw the rest of the Ewok. Okay, now he's R2D2, so as long as you're here, let's give him little roller skate wheels, okay? On the bottom, because he's got little rollers down there. All right, let's give him a little circle, because there's a little circle thing there. And just draw a couple little rectangles or squares. These for the character are blue, so if you want to color in blue, go ahead and color in blue. I'm just going to shade him in there so you know, so you can see the texture difference, okay? And granted, there's probably more angular lines and stuff going on, but let's not get crazy. All right, so what we're going to do is we got to draw a line straight up here, okay? Just from the middle of the leg and up. Because what we're going to do is, unlike the real R2D2, we're going to give this guy a cape. Because he's trying to dress like an Ewok to blend in. So just swoop up, nice big crescent. Stop right there. Now let's finish out the part of R2D2 that we all recognize from the movie. Because R2D2 normally doesn't wear a cape. So just go straight up and curve. Okay? He has a line going across the top of his head. Okay, that's where his little top rotates. He has a little scopy thing. Okay. And it's always black. Then he has a little eye thing, which has a little center in it. So draw a circle and another little circle in it. Zoom in a bit so you guys can see. Draw a circle inside a circle. Okay? And then shade everything but the little spot. The little spot on R2D2 would be red inside there. It's like a little red glowing light inside a dark circle. I'm just shading it, so I'm just going to gray shade it. So just leave the middle of it, okay? Then up here starts his little blue patterns. So give him little squares up top there. They'll go around the top of his head. They're blue in the movie. Also like a dark blue. Okay, so I'm going to shade him in, make a blue. So you know it's R2. Now the front of R2 has a grid, okay? And inside it are two shapes. And there's some blue things up here. You don't have to get too complicated. I'll show you up close. And you can add a little bit of gray to it, okay? It's kind of just robot-y details. So 2 blue lines go underneath his little neck collar there, and then some little gridding goes in the middle of him like that. Okay? The rest of R2 is basically all white with some blue details here, and just put a couple little squares on him. Because he's made of panels, like access panels or whatever. I think things pop out of them and stuff. So, so he doesn't look plain white. Now, R2 has a front foot. Well, it's actually underneath him, but it extends forward when he wants to lean back, or vice versa when he wants to lean forward. And in the movie, for some reason, this is gray. Even though his other 2 legs are white. Maybe because it's almost always underneath him. And it's like a utility leg kind of thing. Not entirely sure. Didn't design the character. All right, you can still see good above the comment. Good, good, still good, still good. All right, so what we do now is we're going to do the rest of his cape. So we're going to go up. We're going to go up like that. Okay. Now it's going to lay a little bit like on its head. You got to go a little bit far because he would keep going like this. He'd be this shape. And then we're going to come down. We're going to go in a bit. And then we're going to go across. Okay? And to finish R2 out, we're going to come up a little bit here with a line and go parallel to the other side of him. See? Same as the other side of him. And you can give him a couple squares. Now just finish out his hood by coming across like you did on the Ewok there. What time is it?
9:47. We're good.
Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. Now, if you want to have fun, and who doesn't want to have fun? If you want to have fun with a couple little details, draw a couple little sausages like this. Okay? And then draw a line, but don't draw it through the sausages and go all the way across the top. And do the same thing here. Draw 1, maybe 2. This is the seam of these little handmade capes. that they wore because they were made out of like hides and stuff. So if you draw a sausage and a sausage, it doesn't matter where. Go, have fun. Go put it wherever you want. And then just draw a line, but don't go through that. Those are the threads. Okay? Those are the threads that are holding the two pieces together. And it makes it look a little more rustic. So just a line and little threads. And now you see that the cape isn't like, you know, a fancy Macy's bought cape. It's one that was hand sewn together.
Did the Ewoks really have access to Macy's?
No, probably not. Now, since we still have a little bit of time, I'm going to show you how easy pine trees are. Because the Ewoks were on Gavin's third moon. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. I want to say it was Gavin's third moon. Endor was the name of it. But anyway, it was all trees. Because every planet in Star Wars was only one type of environment. So it was either all ice, all sand, all trees. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so this is how easy pine trees are and how much fun they are to draw.
Stormtroopers must have thought they were gremlins.
Huh?
He said stormtroopers, Endor.
Right.
Must have thought, hello, Piggy.
The cute gremlins. Hi, Piggy. Hi, Wilson. So, pine trees, very easy. Ready? You're just going to have fun. You're going to make a cone shape, but you're going to ziggy your way up. Okay, ziggy your way down. Pine tree. How hard is that? Pine trees are fun to do. Okay? You just zig up, zig down. Everybody looks at it, knows that's a pine tree. There's no mistaking it. This is exactly how Bob Ross used to do it. Maybe. You can't go wrong. Pine trees are erratic. So if your zag is a little bit wide or sticks out a bit, don't worry about it. Okay, now a couple more. As they get further back, make them a little lighter. This is how easy art is. Just make them a little lighter as you go further away, and then the trees will look further and further away. Okay? And you got a forest. Granted, it looks a bit like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer forest, but it works. People know what it is. It's a forest. And I believe it was Gavin was the planet it was behind over. Always showed up on the horizon. So big circle. It's not a moon. So it was actually the planet. Endor was the moon. And
Third
Gavin?
mood of Endor.
Third?
A third mood of Endor. That's what
Gotcha.
Stef said.
Oh, I thought Gavin was the planet and Endor was the moon. Dude, I'm way off then. But the planet was a gas giant. So give us little oval kind of swirls. Have you ever seen a picture of Jupiter? The gases are going to be spiraling around the orbit of the planet, which is probably a little more science than you guys need or would. But that'll give you the swirls of the planet. And you can make this. It's time for color guide. Ewoks are brown. Okay? Different shades. So pick a color of brown you like and make it that brown. There were some that were even a little gray, and I don't remember seeing a black one, but I guess you could do it. They're basically bear colors. So there were some tan ones. There was the older chief guy had a lot of gray on him. I don't know if he was supposed to be gray or just got old gray. But so color the Ewok brown. Okay. Color his little spear a lighter brown, or a different brown, I should say. Okay. Colors. So here's where R2 is blue. Okay, his little stripes. Once you draw on R2 as many times as I have, and it's usually staring at Princess Leia, but once you draw on R2 as many times as I have, you know his color scheme. Him and BB-8 I can draw in my sleep if I had to. There's not actually a lot of blue of R2 showing on this particular one. I think I might have a little blue here. All right, but you obviously know what color pine trees are. But their capes were all different colors, but go with natural colors. So we'll give him a green one, okay? And you can do any color you want on his cape. If you want to give him a blue cape, give him a blue cape. No problem with that. And then let's give R2 a brownish cape so that it doesn't look the same. Well,
Brown.
it's tan.
Is it tan? I can't see it.
It might look a little gold on the white paper, but it is a like a tan color, a tan goldenrod, or probably goldenrod is probably the actual color it is. Oh wait. Then take out your big pink and peach pencils and color the planet. And
Can I have a pink pencil?
you can take this one. This is a fun pink pencil. Peaches, oranges. As I recall, it might have been a little bit yellowish, the planet, but you know, let's be I think it was yellow actually. And by yellow I mean shades of yellow and reddish and stuff going through it. To show that there's a planet up here, not a moon. And obviously the tree's green.
Only yellow? Oh, yeah, yellow.
Yellow goldenrod like you?
Yeah.
Like this one? Okay. Here you go. Wait. Coming at you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ewok. For color reference, Ewok. Spear. Trees. Those are Jesse Wichman quality background trees, let me tell you. So, R2D2 pretending to be an Ewok. Ewok not buying it. Well, he's confused. You can put a question mark above his head if it makes you happy, or you can put Jub, because they love to say that way. Let me put that in there. They say weird words like Jub. It's all like gibberish. Jub. So anyway, then you got the planet above them and more Jesse Wichman style trees. All right. Here is
I only colored the planet.
Kerry. She only colored the planet though. So, but nice job on the coloring on the planet.
Thank you.
R2's spot on. Definitely spot on.
My Ewok's a little
I like your
skinny.
Ewoks.
He's a diet. He's went on a diet. He's a little skinny.
He is a little thin, but I like his face. I like the shading. Look at her shading. These colorists with the shading. Doing all the sophisticated work. Trees are spot on. See, trees aren't hard, guys.
Thank you so much for drawing and watching with us. Please like, comment, and share if you had fun.